The coronavirus has brought many activities to a standstill, but military's toughest training is back. That's coming up in our lead report.
The NFL's fall schedule has been released, and you'll want to hear which team will open up the new SoFi Stadium. Noel has the details in sports.
And Elon Musk has announced a new addition, and it's not a new Tesla. Find out what it is in entertainment.
The heat has been on all week, but will it last much longer? More from Ben in weather. Newscene starts now.
Hi, I'm Jesus Lopez.
And I'm Bernice Chavez. Welcome to this edition of Newscene. As the stay-at-home order remains in place, Newscene continues to work remotely, but our commitment to bringing you the news of the week remains as strong as ever. Researchers in the US and UK have found mutations to the COVID-19 virus. None of the research has established how the mutation will impact the spread in population or the effectiveness of a vaccine. One particular mutation could make the disease more infectious. Another study said that it makes it grow faster. The study concluded that only one type of virus is currently circulating, but they will continue to monitor the changes of the virus in order to aid in the development of vaccines.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues here in San Diego, many non-essential businesses are planning to reopen as early as of today. Many retail stores that fall under the Newsome low-risk category will reopen for curbside pickup and delivery. That includes bookstores, sporting goods outlet, and flower shops, just in time for Mother's Day. The number of people impacted by the coronavirus pandemic continues to climb locally. County officials have reported 110 new cases and 7 more deaths as of yesterday. That brings the total number of positive cases to more than 4,100.
There are 3 new coronavirus testing sites in the San Diego County. Tests are available in Escondido, Chula Vista, and in El Cajon free of charge, but appointments are required. There are 2 ways to schedule a test. An appointment can be made online by going to lhi.care/COVID testing. You can also call 1-888-634-1123 for an appointment.
The city of Chula Vista has rolled out an economic relief plan for small businesses impacted by COVID-19. The 90-day plan includes a $6 million loan for businesses, and there's even support for restaurants that are still open. The city is also planning marketing and promotional campaigns for all its small businesses.
Training has resumed at the Coronado's Naval Special Warfare Center, but changes have been made due to COVID-19. Laura, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Jesus and Bernice. One of the military's toughest training courses has reopened to Navy SEALs. They've been closed since March due to the coronavirus. The Commodore of the Navy Special Warfare Center on Coronado, Captain Bart Randall, has also announced changes to the way candidates train. The new protocols include daily screenings for COVID-19 and routine medical testing. Instructors are now wearing masks and gloves. Social distancing measures will also be in place when practical. For example, megaphones will be used more often when giving orders.
Oh, we couldn't make it, huh? Guess what? You guys are going again. This time switch out. Go!
Randall says student safety is his top priority, but the Navy's high standards for SEAL qualification remain unchanged. The BUDS program tests participants' strength and psychological endurance in a grueling 24-week program. Basic underwater demolition training measures SEAL candidates' physical conditioning, water competency, teamwork, and leadership skills.
Let's go! Get your butt up here! All the way up on the rocks! And get all the way up!
Sailors also learn to swim long distances and master small boat seamanship in the Coronado waters. In the fourth week, students participate in 5.5 days of brutal training. That includes running more than 200 miles and intense workout for more than 20 hours a day. This is when as many as 75% of sailors drop out of the program. The training restarted last Monday. So far, no prospective Navy SEALs at Coronado have tested positive for COVID-19. That's all I have for tonight. Back to you, Jesus and Bernice.
Thank you, Laura. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has been released from a Baltimore hospital. It comes after the 87-year-old justice underwent a non-surgical treatment for a gallbladder condition earlier this week. But through it all, she kept working. She participated in a Supreme Court teleconference hearing from the hospital. A court spokeswoman stated that the justice is doing well and is glad to be home.
Graduation ceremonies may be canceled all over the country, but a long list of sought-after speakers aren't hanging up their tassels. Former President Barack Obama is the latest to announce plans for a virtual graduation ceremony. The former president and First Lady Michelle Obama will participate in multiple events, including an hour-long celebrity-filled ceremony that will be televised on May 16th. His office has also confirmed a special event for students from historically black colleges and universities. A second event is scheduled for June 16th on YouTube.
And healthcare workers are getting a helping hand for their tired feet from Nike. Nike will be donating 30,000 pairs of Air Zoom Pulse shoes to hospitals across the U.S., including Chicago, Memphis, New York, and Los Angeles. Nike also said they'll be giving additional 2,500 pairs to various regions in Europe.
Professional sports leagues are slowly returning from shutdowns all over the world. What do you have for us, Noah?
Thanks, Jesus and Bernice. We start tonight with pro football, which looks like it's going full speed for fall.
Yesterday, the NFL released its fall 2020 game schedule. The Los Angeles Chargers are set to play their first game at the Bengals on September 13th. Their first home game at the new SoFi Stadium will be held on September 20th versus the Chiefs. Also on September 13th, the LA Rams get to open at home against the Cowboys at SoFi Stadium. As for another team with new digs, the now Las Vegas Raiders will start their season at their new home right off the Las Vegas Strip. The Raiders will play the Chargers in December in Las Vegas.
And in the world of soccer, things seem to be on track to getting back in the game.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel gave the Bundesliga the okay to return to competition this week. The German league will be resuming their games on May 16th and hopefully will finish their season by June 13th.
Another soccer team much closer to us in the U.S. is also starting to resume, but with a new normal.
The MLS team Sporting KC had their first practice on Wednesday. Ahead of the practice, the team released instructional videos on how they will take necessary precautions during the practice. The team has a temperature and hygiene station to visit before entering the field. Many of the players for Sporting KC are happy to be back and hope it is only a short time until the whole season is going.
And finally, it appears that Korean baseball is a major hit here in North America.
South Korea held its opening game for the NC Dinos versus the Samsung Lions. The game was played without any fans in attendance, but there were plenty of banners laid over the seats with mask-wearing fans all over the stadium. The only real people allowed were players, officials, the camera crew, and the cheerleaders. But that didn't matter. Many sports-hungry North Americans flocked to ESPN to get their fix of live sports.
That's all for me. Back to you, Jesus and Bernice.
Thank you, Noel. A local professor has found himself in the spotlight after winning a Pulitzer Prize for music. Anthony Davis, a music professor at UC San Diego, won the award for his opera, The Central Park Five. The opera was praised for its courageous message and portrayal of the real-life case of 5 African American and Hispanic teenagers wrongly accused or convicted of a sexual assault in 1989.
It looks like vampires are making a comeback. Joel has more in entertainment.
Thanks, Jesus and Bernice. One of the biggest vampire franchises ever is back.
I know what you are. Your skin is pale white and ice cold. You don't go out into the sunlight.
Say it out loud. Say it.
Vampire.
Are you afraid?
No.
Twilight series author Stephanie Meyer announced a 5th book in the saga, Midnight Sun. The book will be the prequel to Twilight, featuring lead character Edward Cullen's perspective on the events of the first book. Meyer previously postponed the book in 2008 after an unfinished version leaked online. Midnight Sun will debut on August 4. And Nicolas Cage is ready to make his TV debut. He has been cast as the Tiger King. The TV miniseries is based off the original Texas Monthly article about Tiger King Joe Exotic. CBS originally picked up the article last year prior to the release and popularity of the titular Netflix documentary series. No network has been announced for the miniseries. Tom Cruise is boldly going where no actor has gone before. Space. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine announced Cruise will be working with NASA to make a film on the space station. The unnamed film will not be another Mission Impossible sequel. Elon Musk and his company SpaceX might be in bold based on a tweet by Musk in response to the announcement. And finally, speaking of Elon Musk, he has more than a possible movie project to celebrate this week. Musk announced the birth of his son with partner singer Grimes. The baby's unique name has the internet buzzing with memes. Grimes has taken to Twitter to explain the combination, which includes references to both her favorite song and an aircraft. Congratulations to the happy parents. And that is all for entertainment. Back to you, Jesus and Bernice.
Thanks, Joel. The community of Desert Hot Springs has been yard bombed. Stephanie Bureau has hand-knit colorful supportive messages for her community. There are 8 sign-ups with more on the way. She's committed to sending messages of unity to her neighbors during these uncertain times. Each sign takes around 50 hours to complete.
Temps are rising with fog in some areas. Ben has more.
Thanks, Jesus and Bernice. Now, for our weather this week, we'll be looking at higher temperatures inland for the next few days, including light fog in some regions, but, despite the heat, we'll be seeing a slight cool-off later in the week, so, look forward to that. Now, as for our current temperatures, along the coast, we're looking at a bit of patchy fog, highs of 73 degrees. Inland, mostly clear with a high of 86. Mountains, high of 83 with a little bit of clouds, not too many though. And desert, mostly clear, and a whopping 107 over there, getting really, really hot, so watch out if you're in those areas. National forecast. Now, if we look to the west coast, we'll see a bit of low pressure. Also along the south, dipping into Texas, we see the low pressure continue and rain starts to appear in that region. Moving further up along the east side and the southern United States, we'll also see lots of low pressure going up all the way to Maine, as well as the rain that was plaguing the west coast a couple weeks back. We could see that reaching all the way up there as well. All of the high pressure appears to be accumulated in the northwestern region of the United States, as well as a bit of the central area. We see up here in Idaho, in Wyoming, and Colorado, we see that to where all the high pressure is located, with some mixed rain and the like. And we move on to tonight's temperatures. The high will be 80s inland, slightly lower near Julian, and Mount Laguna will be a bit cooler on the coast, 71 up in Oceanside, 77 in downtown, and 73, 75 in the Chula Vista Imperial Beach areas. And for our 5-day forecast, we're looking at a high of 74, 71, and 73 for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, respectively. And the temperature starts to drop off later in the week. That's all I've got for weather. Now, back to you.
And finally tonight, the pandemic has made us realize that not all superheroes wear capes, and that's especially true for Hannah Hyatt. A 10-year-old Hannah's mom is a doctor, and while mom is busy at work, Hannah, like many of her classmates, is home.
Doctors don't have super strength, capes or matching ties, but they have their sense of duty. They run towards the fight.
That's where Hannah and her dad got creative in making a song for mom. What an amazing way to show love for mom and her amazing healthcare co-workers. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight, but we'll be back next week. In the meantime, we want to wish you all mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day. And you too, Bernice, happy Mother's Day to you, to our expecting mom.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jesus, and everyone here in Newscene for that. Until we see you again, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and healthy. From all of us here at Newscene, good night.